southwest of where you are now in Linton, Indiana. You want to find out how the people of a small town in the hinterland are doing at a time when the economy is in a deep economic slump. So you turn left on the concrete Whiteland road between John Scott's General Store and a shiny white Linco service station to drive into what is known as Old Whiteland. You pass a short side street on your right leading to Jack McIntyre's garage, where Jack and his mechanics are busy giving a 1926 Chevrolet new piston rings and fixing the clutch on a John Deere GP tractor. Then you see the brick Methodist Church, cross the small bridge spanning Brewer Ditch, go past the Pleasant Township Consolidated School on your left, and are now in downtown Whiteland. On your right, down Pearl Street, you can glimpse the small white frame Baptist church. Downtown is represented by a firehouse sheltering an old Ford Model T pumper, then a one-story brick building housing just about everything else you might need: a barber shop, the post office, the small Whiteland restaurant, and John Earhart's grocery store. Farther on eastward in a small white frame building is Harry Porter's drugstore, and after that the brick Whiteland National Bank building, currently shuttered. On the right is Shelby Duncan's cobbler shop and the old Thompson Hotel, now converted to small apartments. Just before Porter's, Railroad Street branches off to the left and you pass Frank Richardson's blacksmith shop. Farther on the right is the only tall building, the Valentine Brothers grain elevator, with its way station and coal yard. Crossing the Pennsylvania Railroad track beyond the elevator, you come upon the county road that leads leftward to the town's only industry, the Stokely Brothers canning factory, and southward past Bauman's General Store and the railroad depot back to Main Street. Flora and Homer Fisher operate a general store on the left corner, and across Main Street in a small brick building is the Whiteland Telephone Exchange. Turn left on Main, and after 100 yards you pass the Presbyterian Church on your left. 100 feet on, and you're out of town. That's pretty much it. Everything looks normal. The townspeople are going about their daily routines, picking up their mail from their boxes at the post office. Whiteland doesn't have home mail delivery. Its streets don't have street signs, so the knowledge of their names is only registered in the memories of townspeople. Houses aren't numbered, but then everyone knows where everyone else lives. Hence, people go to the post office for the mail. It doesn't come to them. Early birds are shopping for groceries. Pupils and teachers are beginning the school day as 5 yellow buses deliver the farm kids who scurry to their classrooms. Frank Richardson is shoeing a horse outside his shop. John Yaste is funneling grain from the elevator by means of a long spout into a rail car on the Pennsylvania Railroad siding. Mailman Johnny Duggan is loading up his Chevy to begin his rural route deliveries. You might not know that there is a depression on, and therein lies an anomaly. We look back on the Great Depression today as an economic disaster, and for many Americans it was. Charitable groups set up soup kitchens in the cities to feed the hungry jobless. Men snagged onto freight cars for free rides to places with greater job prospects. These hobos showed up at many a back door in the towns asking housewives for something to eat, and were almost always obliged. Mary Minner in Franklin once had a hobo refuse her offer of biscuits and gravy. He explained that he didn't like biscuits and gravy and would go elsewhere to seek a better offering. Banks went bust and farms were foreclosed. There were hunger demonstrations in some cities. Congress passed the Federal Emergency Relief Act to funnel money to state, county, and city relief agencies to help buy food and medicine for the destitute. But in the thousands of small towns that dotted the country, life went on. The country did not shut down, either in an economic or a cultural sense. Indeed, popular culture flourished. Hollywood made some of its best movies in the 1930s, like It Happened One Night, 1934, and Gone with the Wind, 1939. Classics of that era are frequently replayed on cable channels. Cole Porter was writing tuneful songs with endearing lyrics like You're the Tops and Night and Day for the big bands of Tommy Dorsey and Glenn Miller to play and pretty girls like Joe Stafford and Dinah Shore to sing. Great black musicians like composer-bandleader Duke Ellington, singer-trumpeter Louis Armstrong, and such talents as Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday enriched our lives and lifted the consciousness of many right-thinking Americans to the evils of racial discrimination. Despite the richness of life that marked the 1930s, Whitelanders had certainly seen better times. Older farmers had done better in the early part of the century when the dollar was under the stabilizing influence of the international gold standard and global demand for their